Good morning to all the students. In the last class, we discussed about the nuclear fission, in which the nuclear fission in which the heavy nuclei, it will be splits up into two light nuclei of comparable masses, with the emission of 2 or 3 neutrons, along which the enormous amount of energy will be released. In case of a nuclear fission reaction, there are two types of reactions are there. One is the controlled chain reaction and another is the uncontrolled chain reaction. In case of a controlled chain reaction, it can be realized in practice using the device known as nuclear reactor. A nuclear reactor is a device in which the nuclear reaction can be realized. That too, nuclear fission controlled chain reaction can be realized, in which actually there are three types of reactors are there. One is the power reactor. Second one is research reactor. And third one is breeder reactor. These are the three types of reactors are there. In case of a power reactor, the reactor can be used to generate the electric power, means electrical energy. In research reactor, the reactors can be used to produce the isotopes which are useful for the research purpose. Whereas the breeder reactor is the reactor which is used to produce the reactor fuel. So that means the fuel which is necessary in case of a nuclear reactor. For that purpose, to produce the fuel, here the breeder reactor they are going to use it. Especially for your syllabus, you have only the power reactor, in which the electrical energy can be generated by the phenomena of nuclear fission controlled chain reaction. Now here is the power reactor, and this power reactor will be consists of, that means construction. This it will be consists of a reactor shield. This what we will call it as a reactor sheet, which is made by concrete walls of thickness 7 feet to 8 feet. 7 feet to 8 feet in thickness. And also the inner wall or inner sheet, it will be coated with a metal sheets of few inches, so that what the reaction will be takes place during that case, the dangerous radiations are emitted. Those dangerous radiations, they should not be penetrated. Suppose for example, if those radiations they will be penetrated, then what the scientists, workers which are there in the power reactors, they are in the field of or in that reason, they are affected by those radiations and they causes their hazards. They causes some effects on the living beings. That should not be takes place. So that the radiation should not be penetrated through this reactor. For that purpose, the shield is 78 feet thickness, and inner portion or inner walls will be covered by the metal sheets of few inches. And later here, this part, this it will be a coolant. Inner part here is the coolant, and the coolant will be used for the purpose of to remove the heat from the reactor. And then here is the core of the reactor, and this core of the reactor is provided with moderator. This core of the reactor, it will be filled with a moderator which is made by either heavy water or a graphite. Heavy water or a graphite. That is what we call it as a moderator, which slow down the fast moving neutrons and they will be converts into thermal neutrons. That is the function of this moderator. I will tell you once again what is the function, how it will be works. Then later to be consists of here is the control rods which are usually made by cadmium, which controls the rate of reaction. These are the control rods. In between the moderator and in between the control rods, there is a fuel, reactor fuel. For example, uranium rods, enriched uranium rods. These are the enriched uranium rods, which we will call it as a fuel element. The fuel element it is made by uranium or any other radioactive element. So these are the fuel elements. For example, enriched uranium will be present. And here is the way to out the heat what it will be generated through this coolant, and this we will call it as a coolant out. And here is the coolant can be in. Coolant in the sense either we have to pass the water pass ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ವಾಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಒಳಗೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ, ಆ ಹೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ವಾಟರ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, so there water will be start to boil and enormous amount of steam will be produced which can be takes out. ಅದು ಹೊರಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು steam exchange ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. That is what we call it as a heat exchanger ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. And that heat exchange it will be transferred to the turbine, means the steam what it becomes, so that it will be supplied to the turbine, and the turbine will be gives the energy or that steam energy to the generator, and that generator will be converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. Right? Is it right? This is what the construction. And also I say working. So once again I will repeat the working. Here is the reactor fuel, means the uranium rods, which can be bombarded with the thermal neutrons, and that phenomena can be takes place by raising these control rods. If the control rods takes up, the reaction will be start to take place, during which every atom of uranium it will be affected or bombarded with the thermal neutrons, causes there is a uranium isotope it will be formed, and that uranium isotope it will be, this is what the uranium plus thermal neutron, it becomes uranium-236, which is unstable. Now this it will be splits up into two light nuclei. For example, one is the barium and another is the krypton, plus few neutrons. For example, 3 neutrons will be released along with enormous amount of energy. That reaction will take place whenever these control rods will be taken up. Here is the working. Working of power reactor. Whenever these thermal neutrons will be raised up, the reaction will be start to take place, during which the uranium it will be splits up into two light nuclei of comparable masses, and there is a releasing of 3 neutrons, along with the enormous amount of energy will be released. And here, whenever this will be takes place, the reaction will be takes place, and that reaction causes the heat energy will be produced. Heat energy produced, enormous amount of heat energy will be produced, and that enormous amount of heat energy here in this reason we will get the amount of heat energy. This amount of heat energy signal, and that amount of heat energy it will be pumped out through this coolant in. Coolant in with the help of this it will be pumped, and here the coolant in, that means usually the water will be passed, and this heat energy will be converted into steam, and that it will be goes out. Hing bandantara, this is what the heat exchanger, by pumping this heat what it becomes, that it will be supplied. It will be supplied heat energy ಬರ್ತದೆ which is in the form of a steam energy ಬರ್ತದೆ, and that steam it will be supplied to the turbine, and the turbine it will converts steam energy into mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy will be supplied to the electric generator, and this electric generator it will be converts into mechanical energy to electrical energy. This generator it will be converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Electrical energy. Hence, you can able to get the power with the help of this instrument or with the help of this reactor. And better to keep in mind what the reaction will be takes place during this. The rate of reaction can be controlled by using these control rods. Usually they are made of cadmium. And here, during each reaction, what the 2 to 3 neutrons will be released, and those number of neutrons released causes the further nuclear reaction. Because of this reaction, we got it only for 1 atom of uranium. And these uranium rods or these enriched uranium rods, it will be consists of a number of atoms of uranium. And this is the reaction for 1 atom of uranium. And further, these 3 neutrons again they will be slowed down with the help of this moderator. With the help of this moderator, those neutrons will be slowed down, converts into thermal neutrons. And those thermal neutrons again they will be bombarded with the other atoms of uranium. Those released neutrons will be again bombarded with the uranium atoms. Again the reaction will be takes place like this. Again the reaction will be takes place. So continuously here the nuclear fission reaction will be takes place due to chain reaction. That is what we call it as a chain reaction, in which the number of neutrons will be released that can be maintained constant. Actually every reaction 3 neutrons, and these 3 neutrons causes 3 reactions. In each reaction there are 3 neutrons means 9 neutrons release होते उधर, मगर उसको maintain करते हैं, constant maintain करते हैं. First reaction में 3 होना है तो next reaction में भी 3 maintain करते हैं. Like that the continuous reaction will be takes place, which we will call it as a sustained controlled chain reaction will be takes place. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ reactors core ನಲ್ಲಿ continuous ಆಗಿ controlled chain reaction ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Controlled chain reaction होते रहते हैं, and the controlled chain reaction causes the continuous amount of energy will be released, which is in the form of a heat energy. Continuous heat energy will be released. Then this heat energy will becomes from the core of this. This is what the core. This we will also call it as a core. From this core, the energy will becomes out kilograph. And this energy will be supplied. It will be transmitted. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಲೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ವಾಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಟ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಬರ್ತದ, ಆ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಔಟ್, ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕೂಲೆಂಟ್ ಔಟ್. ಅದು ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಅದು ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು, ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಟರ್ಬೈನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಬರ್ತದ, ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಟು ದ ಟರ್ಬೈನ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಟರ್ಬೈನ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಡಿವೈಸ್ which converts steam energy into mechanical energy. This turbine converts steam energy into mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy is supplied to electric generator. And as you know it, already in the case of a alternating current generator, the generator is a device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Hence finally we will get output will be electrical energy. That is nothing but a power reactor. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟರ್ಬೈನ್ ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಪಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಹೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜರ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಟ್ एक्सचेंज ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ पंप ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, सिस्टम ಇರ್ತದೆ, उधर सिस्टम रहते हैं, ये सिस्टम से पंप करते गए तो इधर क्या होता है कंटीन्यूअस वाटर सप्लाई होते जाता है, वाटर बॉईल ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂअस, ಆ ಬಾಯ್ಲ್ ಆಗಿನ ಸ್ಟೀಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇತರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂअस. The reaction is going to take place ಯಾಕ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂअस reaction chain reaction ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, to control chain reaction ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. So like this finally here energy, that is what here actually you get finally mechanical energy, which is converted into electrical energy with the help of an electric generator. And here is what the reaction will take place: uranium for one atom, and each atom of this uranium compound, it will be give the energy, which is about 200 mega electron volt, in energy estimate usually ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಅಟಾಮಿಗೆ 200 mega electron volt ಎಷ್ಟದು about 200 mega electron volt. And how that energy we are going to getting, I will tell you how to calculate that energy. ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, 1 minute, just a minute. Here is the mass number of barium is 141, mass number of krypton is 92, its atomic number is, the atomic number for krypton is 36, whereas the atomic number of this is 56. See here the equation will be again balanced. 236 mass number, here 141 plus 92, it becomes 233 plus 3 neutrons, total again 236. Atomic number is 56 plus 36, which is equal to 92, again it will be 92. Equation is balanced. But here, if you will go the mass of this, which you will call it as a mass of reactant, mass of this uranium 235 plus neutron, which we will call it as a mass of reactant. And here is the mass of the products, sum of the mass of barium, krypton and 3 neutrons. This total mass find out करना इसका, अब ये दोनों का total mass find out करना, and difference of that delta m mass effect equal to, here mass effect delta m equal to sum of the mass of reactant minus sum of mass of products, This gives the mass effect, and in this reaction the mass effect is about 0.216 U in the sense atomic mass unit. During this process the mass defect will get that to positive mass defect 0.216 U on the atomic mass unit. And the energy released per one atomic mass unit, which is 931 mega electron volt, already was calculated. Energy equivalent to one atomic mass unit, which is 931. So therefore the energy released during each fission, delta equal to delta m into 931 mega electron volt, and this is about 200 mega electron volt. This 200 mega electrons. This much of energy will be released in each atom of uranium. If you will go for uranium 235 plus 6, uranium 235 grams. Suppose for example fuel, this fuel can be used about 235 grams, in which the number of atoms which are present, which is Avogadro's number, and that is equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 atoms. Uranium ಅಂದರೆ 235 grams equivalent mass of the uranium ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. 1 mole of uranium will be consists of 235 grams. 1 mole of uranium will be consists of 235 grams, and that it will be consists of a number of atoms 6.023 into 10 raised to 23. ಅಷ್ಟು atoms multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು multiply करो, total energy you will get in terms of mega electron volt. If the substance is 235 grams. 1 kg already you have to convert into 1 kg. Convert ಮಾಡಿ 1 kg ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು? 235 grams ಅಷ್ಟು atoms ಇರ್ತಾವ. 1 kg 1000 grams ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ. Then again you have to convert it. ಅದಕ್ಕ what amount of mass you are going to using as a fuel element is about what the nuclear reactor. And better to keep it in mind. During this process, what the reaction will be takes place in the core, the residue will be remaining. Residue ಉಳಿತದಲ್ಲ. And that residue what will be remain, which we will call it as a nuclear waste ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಏನು ಉಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ nuclear waste ಉಳಿತದೆ. Waste ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿತದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ further reaction ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Further reaction नहीं कर सकते वैसा waste रहता है. Critical marks उनके बसता है. ಅದರ ನಂತರ ಏನು ಮಾಸ್ ಉಳಿತದ waste ಉಳಿದ nuclear waste ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. That nuclear waste will be removed from the reactor and it will be stored. To store that nuclear waste, that it will be some process will be there to prevent or to throw the waste outside the reactor, and it has to be stored. To store that nuclear waste, there is some procedure is there, and that waste it will be first it will be removed from the core and it will be filled in a metal box. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಫಿಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. उसको metal box में fill up करने के बाद and that nuclear waste will be thrown in the, for example, that it will be thrown outside where actually there is no any living things. Otherwise you have to go through the deeper and deeper of the earth. Otherwise mines where the mining will be stopped. Waste mines are mining ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ unnecessary ಉಳಿತದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು mining ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ places ನಲ್ಲಿ during such mines that nuclear waste which is filled in a metal box, that it will be thrown in a mines where the mine is not going to take place. Mines mining ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ places ನಲ್ಲಿ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಥ್ರೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So the few radiations, what the radiations will be emitted even when there is a nuclear waste into the radiations emit ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆ radiations emit ಆಗಿದ್ದು surrounding members ಗೆ surrounding living beings ಗೆ effect ಆಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತ they can be thrown in a mines where the mining will be stopped. This is what the process in which the nuclear reaction, the two nuclear controlled fission reaction can be realized and the electrical energy will be generated, and this reactor we will call it as a power reactor. Is it clear up to this? Then later we will go after this nuclear power reactor, its working and construction. After this we will go for the next point is nuclear fusion reaction. Nuclear fusion reaction. Nuclear fusion reaction. Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion reaction is a reaction in which nuclear fusion reaction is the nuclear reaction. This is also one of the nuclear reaction. So usually in case of nuclear reactions, there are three types of reactions will be takes place. One is the nuclear fission, which already we finished. Second one is the nuclear fusion, and another phenomenon is radioactivity. Another phenomenon is what there is a radioactivity. Radioactivity is also one of the nuclear fusion reaction. Nuclear reaction. Radioactivity is also one of the nuclear reaction. Adnu one nuclear reaction happen because of radioactivity is the spontaneous disintegration of heavy nuclei. Spontaneous disintegration of heavy nuclei by the emission of certain radiation. So that means that reaction is also in the nucleus. ಆ reaction ಆಗೋದು nucleus ದಾಗ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನು nuclear reaction ಯಾವುದು? Nuclear fission already you studied. The heavy nuclei will be splits up into two light nuclei of comparable masses with 2 to 3 neutrons are released plus enormous amount of energy is released. And that amount of energy is released that can be already be calculated by finding some mass defect between the reactants and the products, which we will get the energy which is positive energy to the, so hence it is called as exothermic reaction anta kareeತಾರೆ. Nuclear fission reaction is exothermic because of it will be gives out the energy it will be gives out. ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಕಡಿಮೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ will get, which will call it as a exothermic reaction. Okay. After that, another reaction is nuclear fusion reaction. Nuclear fusion reaction is the reaction in which the two light nuclei combine to form a heavy nuclei. Two light nuclei combine to form a heavy nuclei with the releasing of enormous amount of energy. For example, here the 4 hydrogen atoms combine to form a helium plus amount of energy will be released. And about the energy here, about 226 mega electron volt energy will be released. Yes, energy release agtile about 26 mega electron volt energy release agtava by the combination of 4 hydrogen atoms, and there is a formation of a helium with the releasing of enormous amount of energy, and per fusion the energy is about 26 mega electron volt. Sometimes here the two deuterons combine to form a helium. Two deuterium combine to form a helium, and there also the energy will be released. Here also the energy will be released, and that energy is somewhat smaller than this one. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕಮ್ಮ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದ, ಥೋಡಾ ಕಮ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಟೂ ಡ್ಯೂಟೆರನ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎ heavy nuclei, and here energy will be released about 24 mega electron volt. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದ, which is about 24 mega electron volt release. Here also the energy released can be obtained mass defect, and that is sum of the mass of reactant minus sum of the mass of products, sum of the mass of products. This gives the mass defect, and here the mass defect is about the mass defect it will be obtained, that is small amount of mass defect which is about in the order of 0.026 U. ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? about nearly 0.026 or 0.024 or 0.026 energy mass defect will be 0.026 atomic mass ಅಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸರಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಸ್ ಡಿಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬೇರೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಥೋಡಾ ಅಲಗ್ ಅಲಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಥೋಡಾ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಕೇಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ about 0.026, and that can be calculated sum of the mass of these deuteriums, sum of the mass of these deuteriums minus mass of this helium, that gives the mass defect, and this mass defect is also positive, and hence the energy again, energy delta E equal to delta M into 931, and this is about 24 to 26 mega electron volt, which depends on the type of reaction. Other types, energy release also. That much amount of energy will be released. This is about what the nuclear fusion. Two light nuclei combine to form a heavy. And usually in case of the energy what it will be released during the nuclear fusion, in which the two light nuclei combine to form a heavy nuclei. Actually here there are two cycles in case of a nuclear reaction. In case of a nuclear fusion reaction, actually there are two cycles are there. One is the carbon nitrogen cycle, and another is proton cycle. These are two types of cycles will be there in case of a nuclear fusion reaction. One is the carbon nitrogen cycle and another is the proton cycle. So here what the energy will be released in the nuclear fusion, which is in the order of 24 to 26 mega electron volt. Whereas in case of a fusion, the energy released per fusion, which is about 200 mega electron volt. That means the energy released per fusion is more than that of the energy released per fusion. Energy released per fusion is more than that of the energy released per fusion. So therefore there are few differences actually between the nuclear fission reaction and nuclear fusion reaction. Only ಕೆಲವೊಂದು differences are. Nuclear fission reaction and nuclear fusion reaction. The differences, one is, in this case the heavy nuclei splits up into two light nuclei of comparable masses. Heavy nuclei splits up into two light nuclei. In your case only nuclear fission case. Whereas in case of a nuclear fusion, two light nuclei combine to form a heavy nuclei. Two light nuclei combine to form a heavy nuclei. That is the one difference between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. In case of a nuclear fission, the chain reaction can take place. Here the chain reaction will be taking place. Whereas in case of a fusion reaction, there is no chain reaction. ಇಲ್ಲಿ chain reaction ಆಗಿರ್ತದ. ಈ chain reaction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು type chain reaction of two type ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Controlled chain reaction and uncontrolled chain reaction. इसमें fission ದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ fusion ದ chain reaction ಆಗಲ್ಲ. There is no chain. Third difference. The third difference is here the amount of energy released per atom is more, which is about 200 mega electron volt. Here per fusion the amount of energy released is about 26 mega electron volt. So hence the energy released per fusion in a nuclear fission is more than that of the energy released per fusion. Here is the next difference. Whereas the energy released per unit mass, the energy released per unit mass, the energy released per unit mass in fission will be less than that of the energy released per unit mass in fusion. Fusion ನಲ್ಲಿ energy per unit mass will be more. ಇಲ್ಲಿ less. ಇಲ್ಲಿ more ಅಂದ್ರೆ 6 to 7 times greater. Per unit mass, the energy released in nuclear fusion is more than that of energy released per unit mass in nuclear fusion. The next one, fifth one difference. Here in case of a nuclear fusion, controlled because of your control chain reaction. And this reaction takes place at room temperature. This reaction takes place at room temperature, whereas this reaction takes place at a very high temperature, which is in the order of 10 raised to 7 Kelvin to 10 raised to 9 Kelvin. At very high temperature. Hence, that is difficult to realize in practice. Whereas this can be realized. For this we have the reactors. For that we have no any reactors. Based on this nuclear fission principle, there is a nuclear weapon, and that nuclear weapon is atom bomb. Nuclear weapon yavudu atom bomb. Based on the principle of nuclear fusion, there is a nuclear bomb, and that is what we have, hydrogen bomb. Idu mele the hydrogen bomb. Atom bomb and hydrogen bomb, they are the nuclear weapons. Hydrogen bomb, it will be worked on the principle of nuclear fission, then to uncontrolled chain reaction. Controlled chain reaction is in nuclear reactor. Uncontrolled chain reaction is in atom. Whereas in case of a nuclear fusion, the hydrogen bomb will be works. These are the few differences between nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Later we will discuss in the next class about the nuclear fusion reaction, in which the energy will be obtained. There we have the two types of cycles are there. One is the carbon-nitrogen cycle, and another is the proton-proton cycle, and that we will discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.